What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content daily. We also stream over on Twitch at This Is Aftersound, so come by and say hello. All right, we are going to talk Gala games and specifically Gala nodes today to see where we can get some kind of hints or inclinations of what the team is trying to do. Now, a quick recap for those who might have missed the last town hall and any of the videos that I have talked about the last town hall. There was a lot there, but one of the biggest takeaways was the upcoming nodes that'll be sold as licenses for the there'll be licenses sold, not nodes. So anybody can run a node. But the quick breakdown is this: really how it works with any kind of I guess proof of stake is really what it comes down to. It's usually the top validators, and by that it's like maybe just the top 20 that people are delegating to that earn anything significant. So the team doesn't want there to be such a centralization of power, so they are following what Gala Games did with their node system, where they will be selling half of it. Essentially, half of the rewards are going to go to anybody running a node that has SPS stake to it, and then the other half of the rewards are going to go to those that are running nodes that are that were purchased with licenses. So you can run a node, anybody can run a node, but if you have a license, you'll be getting from a different pool. Now, we don't know how many nodes there will be, but let's go ahead and dive into what Gala did with theirs. So Gala set up a total of 50,000 founder nodes, and this has been going on for a while. But so there's been a lot of changes. But essentially, they started them priced at $2,000 each, and for every 100 sold, the price of the node would increase by $100 US. Now, these things started selling like hotcakes. And so you can see here, it means the final batch of 100 would cost $33,000, right? So you'd go from $2,000 increasing all the way up to $33,000 for the last batch of 100. Now, clearly there were some changes made, and I tried to follow through, but honestly, we're just taking more of like a top-down look rather than getting into the specifics here. So there were some changes made because of the very high demand that the team increased the prices and started increasing the jumps between the different tiers. So, for example, after they did a certain 100, after they did like a certain 100, instead of only going up by $100, in some places I saw they were going up by as much as $500. So instead of ending at 33,000, they are now currently $95,000. Now, this was as of today. So as you can see, this thing kind of just went, in my opinion, a little bit off the rails, right? Because if you were first buying in and planning to get it, it's just like, okay, $33,000 for the most expensive one makes sense. But now clearly they are way, way above that, almost like 3x above that. And as you can see here, this is the Gala Games website where you can see just how much it is. Now, this is the price in Gala token, which is roughly 26 cents. So it is at about that $90-something thousand price point. I don't know how many are left yet. So let's see if they have that here. But they are not they're obviously not completely sold out. And I mean, if you're buying this for $95,000, you better be getting a very, very good rate of return on it. So that's, and again, this is, like I said, I'm just trying to take a top-down look at what Gala did and what this potentially means for Splinterlands and SPS. So I really like this idea. I don't know if I'm going to like the implementation. It's one of those things where it's just like, it sounds really good in theory, but I'm curious to see who will be buying these nodes if they're priced at, let's say, a starting point of $1,000. And I guess one of the things to be conscious of is that, you know, this will probably change as it gets more and more expensive. So here's my big takeaway with the whole Gala thing. And if you guys want me to do a deeper dive, let me know. Again, I mean, I tried to just look into it, and I watched a ton of videos to really get an understanding of like what the hype is behind it. And it really, a lot of it, you know, people were just looking at this as, you know, the returns that you can get from it are so good. And I almost was a little off put by it was very salesy, very like investory from the other YouTubers. And these were not people working for Gala. These were just like people, YouTubers who had bought into the nodes probably at a cheaper price. And we're talking about how they were like just rolling in passive income on a monthly basis. Now, the thing is, the price of Gala games has gone up and down, obviously, very significantly over the past year, even if you just look at it, obviously. So if you're looking at this time, like if you bought in over here, it kind of sucked when you were down at this level. But, it's one of those things where the price of the token that you're getting rewarded in is very much going to determine the the rate of return, which is the case with anything, right? So obviously, even in the game that we're playing right now with Splinterlands, that's obviously the case. As SPS continues to go lower, as DEC continues to go lower, we're all not getting the same ROI that we were hoping for. So the big takeaway for me with this, and I don't know, I didn't see anything about Gala burning tokens for this, but I like the fact that this was mentioned as a way to burn SPS. So really, that is still my biggest takeaway here. So there's two things that I think will help the overall ecosystem and asset holders for Splinterlands. And I guess when I say asset holders, this may not even have anything to do with land or cards. To me, the main asset is SPS, right? Because the two things that will be required for the validator nodes, as mentioned by Matt, and there's no quantities determined yet, but it will be 1,000. I'm sorry, I don't know why I just said there's no quantities. It will be both vouchers and SPS. Now I can't remember exactly, but maybe he mentioned like, the first batch would be sold for like $1,000 or something. That's why I had that number in my mind. But keep in mind, this isn't going to be sold via the amount of SPS from a token perspective. It's going to be the amount via a dollar perspective. So, here's the interesting thing and where this could have some very, very fascinating implications. Because let me just pull out my calculator here. And again, this is more so just a thought experiment. Let's say the first batch is 1,000, right? $1,000 US. So now all of a sudden people are buying $1,000 US, and let's say that the price of SPS is actually still the same as where it is now. Maybe we don't have any kind of price catalysts. What happens then? Well, all of a sudden you're saying, $1,000 US divided by 10 cents per token, right? So now all of a sudden, and if my math is right, now all of a sudden we're burning 10,000 SPS tokens per license that is sold. That to me could be significant. Like, and I know we're talking about 10,000 when it comes to 3 billion tokens, but you multiply this by 100, like let's say for the first 100 nodes, and all of a sudden now, like the first batch that are sold for $1,000 at that price point of SPS is burning 1 million SPS, which 1 million was 1 over 3,000. Like, okay, so the math isn't going to show it to be super significant, but if we're talking about like burning in the millions of SPS, that to me could be very, very significant in the long run if you are holding SPS and what other types of utility may come to SPS in the future. So again, I'm just playing with rough numbers here. All of this is speculation. We don't have the specifics yet. We don't know how many nodes there will be. We don't know what the different price points will be. We don't know what the different thresholds needed to reach the next price point will be. But just looking at what Gala did, I think it's safe to say that there will be opportunities to burn a hell of a lot of SPS, which makes all the tokens that I'm holding now seem that much more precious and valuable. So again, like I was saying, it's not just the fact that SPS is going to be burned, but also this is going to require vouchers. So now there's almost like this double utility that's coming in. And I know people look at SPS and vouchers and they say, why was this ever split out in the first place? And I understand the argument, right? I understand why people would think that, where it's just like, why not just, benefit the people who are staking SPS and leave it at that? I think this is perfectly summed up by Matt in not the most recent town hall, but in the previous town hall, where it's just like, if I'm staking SPS, the benefit that I'm getting is vouchers. And if I want to be able to sell that benefit, then, essentially the vouchers are a tokenized version of that benefit rather than just me getting forced upon whatever benefit I don't really care for. For example, with Waka, right? So sure, it could have been something where like Waka would have been available to me. And maybe if you were one of the top 500 stakers, then you're able to go and buy Waka. But let's say I didn't want to buy Waka, right? Let's say I didn't want to throw down the $1,500 to buy Waka. Essentially what vouchers do is allow me to sell the right to that to somebody else. And again, there's no perfect solution here. They each come with their own kind of issues, but I do appreciate the vision that the team has for vouchers. And so taking this back to the whole upcoming nodes, this will be something that implements both utility for both SPS and vouchers in the future. So again, like I said in a previous video, this is kind of just why I'm all in on SPS and really trying to stack and stake as much as possible. So I'm going to leave this video here for now. I just wanted to give, like I said, an overall breakdown of what Gala did. And, if you have more information on this or want to continue the conversation down in the comment section below, definitely let me know and we can talk further there. But this to me is something that I think could be a significant price catalyst. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say price catalyst. I think this could be a significant way to, one, add utility to SPS as well as vouchers, which are the extension of SPS. And then two, introduce a certain level of scarcity. Like it's almost like artificial scarcity, but it's still significant for the SPS token. Like we know that there's only ever going to be 3 billion. So therefore, like from the get-go, this is a scarce asset. There's a hard cap at the top. But now we're talking about potentially burning some, which I need to say this because I think it's important. And this is not me trying to take a jab at the team or say that they're going to do anything malicious. But here's the thing when it comes to non-centralized projects. And I know the nodes are going to be a way to get centralization. The DAO is going to be a way to get decentralization. Sorry, the nodes and the DAO are going to be ways to get decentralization. But the introduction of a burn for SPS is a fundamental shift and a fundamental change within the white paper, which means that at any point in the future, if somebody were to get control of a significant amount of SPS, they could in turn choose to make significant changes. Or if the team wanted to, they could in turn choose to make significant changes in the other direction for SPS and the SPS white paper. So what am I saying by that? It's just like, okay, if 6 months, 8 months after the white paper for SPS comes out, they decide that they're going to burn tokens. There's a double-edged sword. This also means that they could introduce more tokens or issue more tokens at some point in the future. Now, again, all of this comes down to who is at the wheel and do you trust the person or the people at the wheel? And I do, right? I do. At this point in time, I trust Matt, I trust Aggie, I trust the team to really deliver the best experience and to preserve and create a sustainable game economy around the SPS token, DEC, and all the other assets. But if things can be changed one way, they can always be changed the other way, which just makes the Bitcoiner in me nervous, right? Because that's the true value of Bitcoin. It is what it is. And nobody can really make a change to it. So I just wanted to put that out there, not to end this on a negative note, because I'm still very, very highly positive and bullish on Splinterlands and then obviously the upcoming validator node licenses. But it's just something that I felt like I had to throw out there in case there's people who are newer to crypto and wanting to understand like what is a white paper and what do these changes mean and can anybody come in and make these changes? And the truth is, yeah, I mean, if we can make changes one way, we can make changes another way. All right, so I kind of went off the rails there at the end, but hopefully this was helpful or entertaining to you guys. Would love to get your thoughts in the comments below and continue the conversation there. So that's all I got. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.